All right, welcome everybody. We are just about ready to launch into the open house training. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my visual, but I want to say hi everybody. I'm glad you're here. This is going to be great. I'm really excited to spend the next 30 minutes with you, chatting with you about how to do an open house. So let's move forward. All right, the Liv open houses. This is a key component to those of us who are doing Liv as a business and love to share the products and share the mission of Liv. The reason this is important is, we have different ways that we expose people to Liv, like giving them samples, letting them try a drink, maybe handing them a brochure, maybe sending them to a website. But an open house can move people forward faster than any other way that we have to expose people to the message. Additionally, when you bring on a business partner, I encourage you to set and establish their open house to launch their new business within the first 2 weeks of them starting. Because this is the way that we're going to get them to start to create an income from Liv. And it's all about helping people out. So you can see those happy people. That was actually one of the bigger open houses I've had in the past. Sometimes I have open houses that are only a couple of people. And that's okay. We're not looking to fill the room every single time. And that actually stops people from doing an open house because they'll say, well, I don't know enough people, or I can't get people to commit, or I can't get 10 people or 20 people in a room at one time. Sometimes it's best just to have a couple of people. But you're still going to be talking about the same message, which is what we're going to go through here in just a little bit. So usually we have open houses on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, and we've discovered that 7:30 p.m. tends to be the best time frame. And this is just kind of nationally for Liv, where we've been focusing on. Now, for you getting started, we have a couple of great resources for you. We have a How to Host a Party PDF file back in your back office at Liv University, and that's exactly what it looks like. Additionally, we have I think it's a minute and a half video that you can watch that Liv has put together, and it's done in such a great way. And it is also in the back office under Liv University. And I would recommend that you watch both of those, or you download this kind of checklist and you watch the video before you have your event. And of course, you're going to want to watch this again, because this is going to give you the script and the information of what you'll want to disseminate at your open house. Now, additionally, after watching the video, the one thing I wanted to really expand on was the sampling table. And you see our beautiful friend here, Amanda, she put out a beautiful open house, and this was a great sampling table. Behind her, which you don't see, she also has strawberries sprinkled with crave, and that was an excellent idea. And I've been to open houses where people have had wine glasses. They served the green 2.0 and the Liv SXinney in wine glasses, and I thought that was a really clever idea. Additionally, we've had people have Cerazim, skinny mints right there on the sampling table. And the sampling table is all about making this look as enticing as it possibly can. I think it's best to offer both Liv SXinney and Green 2.0 if you can. Also, food is optional. We're not a company that is requiring our hosts of our open houses to have food. If you have a group of people and they want to bring some food and it's more like a potluck style, then I want to encourage that. That's a great idea. You can definitely do that. Now, at open houses, we know that people come a lot of times without having a baseline education about Liv. And so these are kind of the questions that they may be asking themselves when they walk in your house. They may be asking things like, well, who is Liv? And why should I care about that? And can I relate to what they're doing? Is this a legitimate company? And how can I justify this purchase? Or how can I even justify the willingness to look at the business? These are all the questions that we know people have when they come to an open house. And our presentation that we did is designed to encourage people to either ask more questions or to get started. In other words, we're going to answer these questions for them. So this is a key thing that you need to think of as you're inviting people over. This is what they're trying to resolve in their mind. So let's get started on a Liv open house. These are the main components of the open house presentation. Yes, we want testimonials. We want people to be able to talk about their experience with the product and or their experience with the business of Liv. So you want to have at least your own testimonial as well as a couple of others from the room. We always want to introduce the company, Jeff Tuttle. We want to talk about the needs of the people in the United States and what's happening and why they need a company like Liv. Then we want to talk about the products, right? You wouldn't have an open house if you didn't talk about the product. And you always want to talk about the fact that Liv distributes through word-of-mouth marketing into the marketplace. This is a business opportunity. And then we close with steps to get started. So if you see that this is easy to comprehend because it's 4 steps to successfully do your own presentation. And I think once we break this down and we show you that it really is easy, then you're going to feel more encouraged to do your own. Now, on a testimonial, I encourage you to talk to the people that you're inviting to talk in front of the room, or they can talk right from their seat. They don't have to come up in front of the room. Some people are very nervous about talking in front of other people. And I coach them to help them say, well, what was your life like before Liv? And then what did you think of the product when you first got started? And then now, what are your results now? That's what it means at the beginning, middle, and end. And encourage them to only take 2 to 4 minutes for each testimonial. And I have, and those are the people right now on the call today that we've been in a room where somebody starts a testimonial and 20 minutes later they finish up. That's definitely in the category of less is more. So just encourage people that we want to keep it short. We want to talk about before, what they felt like the products were doing, and then their end results. These are key to your testimonials, and it's key for you to be the one to kind of coach them on that. Now, to begin, we want to encourage you to be the one who stands up in front of the room and introduce yourself and tell why you're excited about Liv. I mean, some of the people in the room need to hear that again. They know that they've been invited to an event that you're having. They know that you're doing something different. It's important for them to hear it out of your mouth. Why? Why are you excited about Liv? What is it that got you going? And you'd be surprised how many people would say to you, oh, well, I didn't realize that was the issue, or, gosh, I'm so happy for you, and they want to hear it come from you. And then at that point, you're going to move right into who Liv is. And I'm giving you some bullet points here. You don't have to memorize every single thing that's on every single one of these, but you're going to want to have some information that just kind of flows when you're talking about Liv. And there's some bullet points that I feel like everybody should know, and that's what this is about. Specifically, we have longevity. Liv has been around for 8 years, 5 of those years in the United States and Canada. This is huge when we're trying to talk to people who want to understand that Liv is a legitimate business that's going to be around tomorrow. And quite frankly, it legitimizes us with our products. Our products are tried and true. We know they work. Otherwise, we wouldn't be around this long. We've just made it through the recession where many network marketing companies did not. So that's a key thing for people to know. We're also a company with a mission. How many of you were aware that Liv Tuttle has a mission? His mission is to help the world get healthier through lifestyle products. And his core thing is that they have to taste good and they have to be easy to use. And I think for us who are getting excited about the launch of new products, you're going to find that this mission stays true for every product that he brings out. We need to talk about Jeff. Jeff is our leader. Jeff is the person who runs our company. Jeff is the one who brings our products to market. This is a key component. We need to talk about Jeff when we're out in open house. He has degrees in chemistry and microbiology. He has formulated products in over 60 countries. Now, this is really important because if you're looking at our company from a business standpoint, other MLM companies either hire formulators or they just buy formulas from past formulators and then they launch their company with that. And whenever they want to do a new product, they've got to go back out looking for formulators. We don't have that. We have this added benefit of the fact that our president is also our formulator. And Jeff is an amazing man. I have seen him run his business now for 5 years. Integrity comes to mind. Kindness comes to mind. Willingness to be there to help us be successful comes to mind. And when I'm looking and thinking of a business partner, somebody that I want to be in business with, this is exactly the kind of person that I would want to be in business with. And it's important that when you're talking to people that you're talking about Jeff Tuttle because he is such a key factor of the message of Liv. From there, we're going to go into what I call that third-party validation. And we start by just rattling off a couple of facts that everybody in the room will know. Here I've listed some, and you can read those on your own. But the reason that we do this is, remember way back when I started and I said people will come to the party and go, well, so what? How does this affect me? And all of a sudden they're going to be knowing somebody who has had cancer, somebody who they love and is in their family who is overweight, somebody who maybe diabetes is happening. If they have teenagers, they totally understand that whole thing about energy drinks. In fact, the latest information on teenagers is there's more emergency room visits for teenagers based on energy drink consumption than ever before. And this is a big one. We want to live longer, but we have less life to those years. In other words, we're on medications, we're not feeling the best that we can, and that's all specific to lifestyle. And those are the kinds of issues that we can address through the Liv products. Now, here's what we can address through the Liv business, and this is worth talking about. We still have low unemployment in many parts of the United States. Home-based businesses, one of the key Google components ever done on the internet. People are always looking for home-based business. Residual income, more and more people are looking for another path of income into their family. It's not unusual to have a conversation with a business person or even someone who has a couple of different jobs and they understand they need a residual income. And you guys, let's face it, working for somebody else and relying on big business to make us wealthy, that's no longer the reality. And everybody in the room will understand that. So those, just have a couple of snippets that you can share and people will understand. And then move right into the Liv product. And I cannot overemphasize how important this is to keep it simple. And if you're doing a 30-minute presentation, you should keep 10 minutes of the presentation to Liv products. And 10 minutes can include, if this is your first time that you're in front of the room, the 10 minutes can include the testimonials that you might have about people who are getting results on the product. So I always choose 2 to 3 products to talk about. And of course, we're always going to talk about our green beverages. And I'm giving you some bullet points here because we don't want to make this sound difficult. We don't want to use words that people in the audience may not understand. But they'll understand that this green H2O has an electrolyte profile like Gatorade. They'll understand that you're going to drink this healthy hydration instead of other beverages. The fact that it's easy to consume and it tastes really refreshing. And make sure that everyone in the room has tried it. You can focus on what our green drinks don't have. The fact that they don't have calories, they don't have the artificial coloring, they don't have sodium. Those are some things to focus on. And you may want to appeal to the person who's price conscious. I was at an open house a month ago, and a gentleman stood at the front of the room, and he made this announcement, and it made so much sense to me, and it struck something in me that I never thought of before. He said, when was the last time you went and bought a 32-ounce drink and it was under $2 or it was under $1.50? And the fact that our packets make 32 to 40 ounces is a large volume of beverage. And he's right. When you go into the convenience stores or even a Starbucks, you can't get a 32-ounce drink for under like $1.69 at least. So the fact that we have Green 2O at $1.50 a serving and the Liv SXinney with all of its patented ingredients for weight loss at $2 a serving, we do have something here that does compete at a price level. And that's something to talk about, especially if you know there are people in the room who work on a budget and who live on a budget. Then from there, I can talk about the products going in either the wellness path or the weight loss path. And that's where it's up to you before you start your presentation to decide who's in the audience. And again, I wouldn't have you sound like an encyclopedia. It's not like you want to be sitting there rambling all the ingredients off of the label. I don't recommend that. You may want to take a couple of ingredients and talk about what they do. But most importantly, what they're going to want to hear, the people in the room are going to want to hear, is how you felt about the product and what results you're getting or what results you're getting from people who are trying the product. Like to say, hey, my friend who has MS, they're feeling a lot better, they're back to work, they're functioning like they've never done before. That's something that people can relate to. On the weight loss, here are the products that you can talk about there. And you may want to focus again on testimonials. Testimonials do wonders when we are talking about weight relief. And just some bullet points for weight relief conversations. You want to let them know that the Liv SXinney helps boost metabolism. The Liv SXinney suppresses appetite. People will eat less but be more effective when they work out when they combine products in the Liv line. It cleans up the digestive system. And these are tools that help you improve your lifestyle. So that's kind of some key buzzwords to use when you are recommending Liv as a weight loss. I really encourage that you engage in the audience. I remember we're doing this within 10 minutes, so you could spend 5 minutes talking about a couple of products and then do a demonstration. And if you're doing the skinny mist, it's always fun to have some chocolate or a cookie or something and then have somebody spray their mouth. And this was a beautiful woman in Iowa who was doing this, and that was her face after she tried the cookie that's in her hand after having the skinny mist in there. And the Go Nice Mask. Sometimes I'll have the Go Nice Mask. I'm actually stirring it in the front of the room while I'm talking about it, and then I'll hand it to somebody in the audience so they can taste how great it does taste. And so you can engage the audience in the product section that you're doing. And I just cannot clarify enough or express enough how much product testimonials make a huge difference at this point in your presentation. And this is when you'll want to say, Lori, can you stand up and share with us what your experience has been with the Go and the Green 2O? And then, you've already prompted her. She wants to take 2 to 4 minutes. And it just helps that everybody in the room kind of start to relate a little bit more. We know that then at this time, their minds are open for the next section. And we talk about the fact that because our products are unique, right, you wouldn't know if you went into a health food store what our products would do if they were simply sitting on the shelf. And when Jeff decided to bring his products to market, he knew the word-of-mouth distribution model was the best way to get his products in the market. So that's kind of a languaging that I want you to start kind of putting into your dialogue when you're doing open houses is word-of-mouth distribution model. That's the way that we're distributing the products. And the reason is because Liv products need some explanation. Liv consumers usually need some kind of follow-up, and that's who we are when we're sharing them with the product. We're helping them along, and we're keeping things along with them. Think of yourself when you first got started. Did you have to kind of tweak things to start getting results? And then, of course, the fact that Liv is a community that is fulfilling the mission of Jeff Tuttle, have healthy and happy families. That's huge. Jeff wanted to create an extended family through his Liv partners, and that's who we are, and that's what we're offering. So we're offering a business opportunity that is home-based. It's as simple as getting started by sharing with 2 people, and then remember, you help those 2 people get 2 people. Now we're talking about the cycling. You don't have to say words like cycling. You just say our model is simple. We start by sharing with 2 people, and we help them share with 2 people. Our compensation plan pays weekly and monthly. People understand that. We can be as simple as helping you to pay your products paid for each month, or if you wish to work towards a residual income, we can do that as well. So at this point, we're encouraging those people who like the mission that we've been sharing, already they're engaged with the product, that we let them know that we want to help. We're looking for people to help us spread the word. We're looking for people who would like to share in our mission. And I encourage you to never leave this part of the presentation out, because you don't know who in the room has been looking for something just like this. And here you are, the answer. And that was the whole reason they came. Even though they thought they were coming to hear about products, now all of a sudden they realize, wait, there's a way to get paid here. There's money to be made at doing something that sounds like a lot of fun. Now, when we go to close, we make this really simple, because the more simple it is, the more people will get engaged, and they won't feel like it's too complicated, like they can't repeat it themselves. So we say there's 4 simple steps to get started. Step 1 is you fill out the paperwork. And you'll see there that I recommend the clipboards and that you have the application there. You don't necessarily have to have brochures, but as a hostess, you can decide if you want to have a brochure of each product. The usage sheet is one that I am making available to everyone. If you create your own usage sheet, I would have it there, because you don't want to have to sit with people for a lengthy period of time explaining all the products to them. You'll want to make sure that they have something to refer to. But here's a comment that I always make. Is when I'm in front of the room, I'll say, it's as simple as filling out the paperwork. And I'll say, whether you see yourself as just a consumer or whether you'd like to join us as a business partner, the paperwork is the same. So they know that now they have paperwork in their hands. Step 2 is, who do you know? Who are people that you know that want to get healthy? Who are people that you know that want to lose weight? Who are people that you know who are looking for an extra income? And you want to start having them think about, well, who do I know? My uncle, I know, is going through diabetes right now, and I'm sure he would love to hear about these products. And my sister is staying home with her kids this year, and now that they're back in school, I know that she's got some free time on her hand, and maybe she'd want to join me. And so it's the who do you know, and you want to plant that seed, because the 3rd step then is to decide which kit would suit your needs. We have, and here's how I say it, we have 2 kits for consumers, either the basic or essential, and we have 3 kits for business builders. And the business builder kits include sample bottles. At this time, if you have a sample bottle right by you, go ahead and show it. Show how it's a bottle, 32 ounces, that has 6 of products inside. And at that point in time, if you're doing a raffle, you could go ahead and draw a name out of a little glass and give that away. That's a perfect time to do a giveaway. But you want to help the business builders understand that the way that we build Liv is through sample bottles. Not only open houses, but we help people share in the experience of going green, and so we give them this great opportunity to try the products for themselves. And anybody who understands this from a business perspective will thank you for allowing them to buy a kit that already has tools in it for help them to create an income. So that's key. Step 4 is that this is when you talk about the fact that we have a training system. Not a lot of word-of-mouth marketing companies have an actual success system. And we know the success system works because we're hearing people advance all the time, and they're creating the residual income, and they're getting their money back their initial investment, and they're getting their products paid for every month. And so we know that this system works. And so this is the time when you say, you're going to plug into Liv training. We have videos. We have team calls. We have people who travel around and do travel trainings with us. We have a September event that is a national event for training. Whenever you have any upcoming training, this is the time you're going to announce it. Because you're encouraging people at that time to understand that, oh, great, so I'm going to invest, and then I have someone who's going to help me. I have a system in place to tell me how to be successful. At this point in time, I would encourage you to do any final testimonials, and sometimes this is when I have the business person in the room talk about their business testimony. You know, did they get their money back within 30 days of their initial investment? Are they starting to see their products paid for? Are they making a bigger residual income? Is it a fun business? Do they feel supported? Have them be the one to talk about it at that point. Then you're going to say something along the lines of, don't leave here tonight without getting your questions answered. And you might say, Sherry here can answer questions. Lisa can answer questions. You know, anybody else in the room, make sure you point them out to say they can answer questions. And then you thank the host or hostess, or if it's yourself, you just say, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I'm really so happy to be able to be the first one to share Liv with you. And then that's it. Then at that point, you want to start moving around and helping people out. I'm getting ready to travel to a couple of cities over the next week. And these are folks that we know that the best part of the open house happens after the presentation. And you can do a presentation in 30 to 40 minutes. Don't make it longer than 40. And then you'll find that people will take another 30 to 40 minutes to make decisions about how they want to get started with Liv. And so I just want you to take away the fear that you have to be up in front of the room for an hour. Because what will I say? How will I fill that much time in an hour? The answer is you're not. You don't have to do that. And you don't have to carry the weight yourself. Again, remember how important testimonials are. And I encourage each and every one of you to start looking at your calendar. We have got an amazing experience that's going to happen. The fact that our company is going to launch 2 new products in the fall. The more open houses that you can put on the calendar before the launch, and then the open houses that you're going to have after the launch, your business will grow exponentially. In fact, my prediction is Liv is going to grow faster than any other time in history after the last weekend in September. And those who are creating teams and doing open houses now will feel the effects from that in a very accelerated way. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for showing me that you are a leader and that you tapped into this. This is a recorded call or a webinar. I'm going to make it available. I'm working with Jeff on where we're going to put it on the Liv server. And so this is something that you'll be able to have your partners also listen to as they're training to do their own open houses. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you. Go out and live life well. Bye-bye.